and how, and he was like, this feels like Mirror all over
Yeah.
again, and you coming in and blowing up my life. I'm sorry. I wasn't the only one bumping and grinding in the bed.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
true.
not the only one. This is a two-way street. We're both
That's
here.
true.
We're both here. We're
That's
right
true.
here with it. That's why I was just like, this is going. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. She should have went to that lady.
Welcome back to Grown Folks Talking. I'm your host, CK Season, with my special co-host,
Lola Chanel.
Today we're talking about season 3 of Harlem. This is their final season that came out on Prime Video. We're going to be recapping and spoiling episodes 1 and 2. So give us the synopsis of episode 1.
Synopsis. All right. So Harlem season 3, episode 1. Expecting. All 4 women begin the season starting a new chapter. Camille, Quinn, and Ty learn something new about an old friend. Quinn gets an opportunity she can't pass up. Ty and Camille receive big news.
Nothing about Angie?
Nothing about Angie, which is weird because Angie, whatever.
Okay. You want to do synopsis of season 2, and then we can just go. Okay, let's do synopsis of season 2. I mean, episode 2.
Season 3, episode 2, Fallopian Blues. Picking up where season 2 left off, the girls find themselves in the ER. Did they switch these?
Oh,
I'm going.
Finish it, maybe.
Okay. Picking up where season 2 left off, the girls find themselves in the ER and learn a shocking diagnosis. They commit to be there for each other while Camille makes a life-altering decision. I'm going to assume that these two are... You know what? Since we're already here, let me get into my rant.
You about to put the hat on?
Amazon Prime. When I want to see a new show, when you put something out, make sure it's correct. Because I was so confusion when episode 1 started on Thursday, because it came out Thursday. Yeah. I was so confusion because y'all didn't give me my recap. When I opened my app that I pay for every month, because you get your coins every month, I want it right. And don't piss me off because you're already canceling the show. Strike 1. Strike 2, it wasn't right. It wasn't right. And now because I believe that IMDb is owned, like, I think they're all under the umbrella of the Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. Now you got this shit wrong, okay? You're going to piss me off about this season of Harlem, okay? And what you don't want is for me to be pissed off, okay? I know you don't know me, but let me get this straight right now.
Get it straight.
Fix it now. I'm not playing with you. Because when I told you, I was like, I was confusion for episode 1 because I didn't get the start of, I didn't get where they started off with the recap of her talking to Camille and Ian having this thing. So mine started off with Ty and Gail Bean's character, yes, having whatever talk, and then it cuts to Camille, Ty, and Quinn at the diner where they see Ian. So I missed all of. We decided that that's why when you were telling me, I was like, I didn't see. I was confusion. I was very confused.
No, and I got the recap.
I did not get the recap. So when I watched from episode 8, because when I kept telling you, I don't remember Gail being in at the end of episode 8. And you were saying, no, I saw the recap. We talked about, because Ty is doing P for the sister app to Q. My when I clicked play episode 1 season 3, I didn't get that. So Amazon Prime, this is my final warning to you. You have 3 strikes already. You're gonna piss me off. We should be boycotting Amazon anyway, but I can't boycott the black people. So get your together and don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
So I did get the recap, and it was helpful because this series the season 2 dropped 2 years ago. So the recap was necessary. And I think it was a detriment to the show in that it's been 2 years since I remembered these
what happened
to remind me of these characters, with their storylines, their names, and so all that. And that drought made it hard for me to get back into what I loved about the show. And to that I say episode 1 was not great in my opinion. It was just it was mainly because the end of episode 1 was the season cliffhanger of season 2.
Who having the babies?
But 30 minutes prior to that point, we are meeting Ty, and she's talking about she's being flirtatious with Gail Bean's character. Quinn, I wrote down. Everybody was doing like news.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So episode 8, we got the epilogue. The end of episode 8 was the epilogue to how we got to here. So instead of them giving us, we got what we would have missed between the 2 scenes.
Yeah.
So we got the filler information before they cut to, oh, she's pregnant. And let's,
which is bizarre for the first episode after a 2-year hiatus. Just production plot wise, why would you do that? Go ahead.
Why would you do that? And apparently these have just been in the vault because these episodes were shot in 2024. And they just didn't come out until 2025. January. So and so let's get into it. Camille is this whole thing is still
like we said in our recap, and I said Camille makes bad decisions.
She's so messy.
I said she is trash, and she continues that bad behavior. And it was only Ian who broke off with the
Skin Man is always going to ghost you. My villain origin story. Okay, a light skin man is always going to ghost you. Always. And then it'd be your fault when you like, hey, whoa, what did I just be in the words of Tony Braxton, just be a man about it, okay? They are big grown. They're not even early 20s. They are grown.
They also are grown, but I'm gonna go at Camille to say, y'all, they broke up amicably. He wanted kids. She did not want kids. Then he gave her stuff back, and she was like, "You wanna?" Even though we are broken up, one time. So they were like, one time, which I'm like, fine. One time, goodbye, sex. Who of us? Who among us has not done it? But then the repeated pattern, repeatedly, and you're upset when he deuces you and you on the text thing.
That's why
I
was like,
2 days, 2 months.
First of all, if a man don't text me back in 2 weeks, clearly we have nothing to talk about. Because if you wanted to, you would.
Absolutely.
Hey, Megan, Camille. Hey, baby, I'm going to touch your hair when I say this. That man, you should not have been trying to... No, he didn't want you no more. Mm-hmm. He did not want you no more. And that's fine.
Totally fine.
Go.
Because it was her. I mean, her decision was, I don't want to have kids.
I don't want to have kids.
That's a kind of a deal breaker for me. I really want to be with you. And you don't want to do this.
I won't throw it all on her because he too kept having sex with her.
That's true. That is true.
He too kept having sex with her. And now that I seen episode 2, can we just blur the line since we're doing both of them at once?
Please.
Okay,
please.
so now that I've seen episode 2, realizing that, oh, I see it now. He saw Lady. He saw Logan Portia. Because I need to learn the character names. He saw Portia. They did the talking back and forth, and she was like, yeah, you could tell that she like, my clock is ticking. I want kids. And he was like, I want kids too. We've been friends all these years. Let me get with you. And that would have been fine if he would have just told Camille, hey, we together now. We're not, all the things. I don't want to be with you no more because she wants to have kids. We're working this out. This casual sex that we're having is going nowhere. But instead, he took the way that most men take. I'm just going to stop talking to you. Stop saying stuff to you. And I was just like.
But he eventually did when she knocked on his door and Portia answered. And she was like, why haven't you called me? That's when he was like, we are trying to build something together. So if he would have did it in the forefront, that'd have been the right thing to do. But she had to force his hand in order to be like, the reason why I'm not calling you is because I'm with somebody and we're trying to do something. But you men, they.
This is how.
I appreciate.
What's that?
I don't know.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Riverside.
Yeah, that was
y'all giving us
that was weird. So that goes into episode 2, which is episode 2 was so great.
Yeah, it was really
that I forgive a lot. The only through line of episode 1 was that they were having sex, and then we found out that Camille is the one who is in fact pregnant, which goes against our prediction. We was like, it can't be her. It has to be Angie.
I should have known.
Well, I didn't see it coming, and I appreciated that it was her because that gave me this great episode 2, and it talks about a lot of issues that real people, real women are going through, which is how do you balance career and having a relationship, that relationship not working out, and then you and him have done things to cause procreation.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have a low ovarian count. Like you're medically, it was hard for that to happen. It was a series of errors on kind of everybody's part, but Camille with the sex with the ex, 1, and both of them not using protection, 2, and then you are pregnant. So all these events have caused this really this big life moment where you have to make a decision on whether you want to keep this child with a person who no longer wants to be with you, or you want to end this pregnancy, knowing that you won't be able to have kids in the future due to your medical issues. Unpack that one.
I was just like, I really thought that in this season that we would see, at least because it's ending it's only been 2 episodes, but I do believe that it's only going to get messier.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh. Did you see how episode 2 just ended?
I watched this morning. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Dad. Oh, yes. And then the same doctor. Okay. I had points because I wrote a lot.
Let's get to your points.
Healthcare. And the reason why that is a point is that Black women and pregnancy and the rate of Black women
maternal mortality.
Maternal mortality is high, and this show gave me in a great dramatic fashion what it's like to have a person of color be your healthcare professional for you, the patient who's also a person of color. And then they bonused it. They were both Black women. Yeah. So the advice that she was giving her was from a medical standpoint, it was non-judgmental, and it was giving her all the options for her to make an informed decision. And that is something I wish life imitated art, because to have a Black person or a person of color on the other side when you're talking about female issues is hard. From personal experience, is hard. And with how this country is when it comes to healthcare, and especially the issue of abortion, yes. And they did it in a way where it wasn't politicized, it was personal, but touched on a very real topic that millions of women face when it comes to making decisions about their body. And slow hand clap to that doctor,
to the writers,
and the writers.
To the writers. The writers for episode 1 is Scott King, Tracy Oliver, and Britt Matt. For episode 2, the writers are Erin Michelle Williams, Ayana Bird, and Tracy Oliver. Director for episode 2 was Stacey Muhammad. And same as episode 1, Stacey Muhammad.
And one thing the doctor said, she was just like, when she was giving her options, she was just like, there's no wrong decision or right. Is the best answer is what's right for you.
What's right for you. I think that she's gonna, my prediction for Miss Camille is this is gonna be a stressful pregnancy for her. I
think I thought they were gonna go the route. I thought the show was gonna end with her decision, her final decision. Like we weren't going to get a final decision till towards the end of the season, which I appreciate, because you're able to have these conversations with, like, she had a conversation with Ian, she had a conversation with her doctor, she had a conversation with her girlfriend, she had a conversation with Ian's aunt, which that's another point that we can tackle.
I want to talk about Camille ass no more. That's my thought. I'm sick of her.
We got
already.
We got to.
I'm sick of her in the sense of, yes, it was an accident. They both decided that they did not want to have children. And he was calling you messy to your face, girl.
He was.
I wanted her to be like, after I've sat with this, I think I already said I did not want to have children. So I'm not going to. I did not like the clip of the aunt basically talking her out of it.
We'll get there. That's another point. But let's roll back to,
because in a sense that's what happened.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Let's go back to her first decision of the girls are saying, does, like, you know, all the girls except for Angie, who was a great comic relief. Like
Angie unfortunately might be me, because I am an advocate for, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? There is so much happening in the world. You just decided that I'm not going to go for this. I'm not going to accept this tenure. I'm going to live out my dreams and be a writer. I'm going to be this creative. I'm going to do this, and that. Children are a hindrance.
Well, I mean, when the also Angie don't be reading. She don't read the moments. The woman came with the sonogram, and she's called it a wrinkled kidney bean.
I wouldn't have called it a wrinkled kidney bean.
Not the right time,
wrinkled kidney bean. But I would.
You say that in text messages when she leaves. But and Ty gave the look when Quinn was supportive. Quinn loves kids. That's very obvious.
Ty and Angie's character, because I would have been like, oh, so sweet. However, come on, girl. Y'all's situation is so messy. We've been talking about how the cycle of Ian and Camille has been toxic since season 1.
Yeah.
I thought with this, like you said, this breakup where they were just like, we're leaving on good terms. You want what you want. I want what I want. I don't want to hold you back. I don't want to hold you back. To actually, I'm going to have it.
And Quinn was like, y'all, Quinn is me, where you can be one big happy. No. You can, now that you have a baby, let's get rid of Portia. Exactly. Does he know? And then the conversation was, do you tell Ian that he is a father or could be a father?
You always tell the father, but at the same time, with the ending of episode 2, I said, this is going to be the worst. It's going to piss me off, because we're seeing him. He didn't want the baby with her.
Yeah, I think he did want.
No.
You don't think he wanted a baby with her in season 2 before the breakup?
He
Okay.
wanted a baby with her. When she came to this, when she came to his house to let him know what was going on in episode 1 and how, and he was like, this feels like Mirror all over again, and you coming in and blowing up my life. I'm sorry. I wasn't the only one bumping and grinding in the bed.
Yeah.
I was not the only one. This is a two-way street. We're both here.
True.
We're both here. We're right here with it. That's why I was just like, this is going. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. She should have went to that lady.
What lady?
She should have went and sat on that lady couch and mourned the loss of that baby. It might be insensitive. You say the people might say I'm insensitive, but y'all go back, read the room. That man he don't want that baby with her because he started a new life. If she decided to do it, she would be in the male gaze, she would be the villain, and he would get to go on and raise his happily ever after family and forget about her. He didn't want the baby.
He made, once they broke up, he consciously made the decision, okay, I still want what I want, so I'm going to find somebody else to give me what I want. And he found that in Portia. And that is fine. And I think men, this could be an overgeneralization. When they make a decision,
you won't be that overgeneralized.
Okay. The decision is made. The decision is made. Yeah. So move to the side.
I wanted her to make the decision for her. And I think that while the aunt, we gonna get back to that. Can we talk about Quinn?
Almost. My other point was about the story, like having Camille be the pregnant person except for Angie, and they kind of dropped the hint. We thought it would be funny if Angie was the person that was pregnant.
Yes.
But in episode 2, when her man, whose name I forgot, Michael, when he was like, let's start catching up to Camille, and you saw the seeds of Angie being like, I don't know what you're talking about. She also wants to, career is number 1 in her eyes, and he is marriage and family. That's number 1 in his eyes.
We also see, and this is why I'm kind of getting a little upset with this season, because we see him pick up and go, a client is calling. Oh, I got to do this for my client. We've seen that now twice in both of these episodes. And for him to be like, we need to have a baby as soon as we get married. Okay, Riverside and Apple, we not on FaceTime. We're recording. Please stop doing that. How do I turn that off? It was cool with the thumbs up. But okay. We see him be like, oh, I have a career. And because her career is not what he thinks it should be, he thinks that she's playing.
He thinks she's playing. He also thinks that she can have a career, but she also about to marry me and give me these babies. So
and no.
and there you have it.
And there you have it. Like
her career is secondary to her being a wife and a mom.
I did like that he was like, okay, well, we can slow down until people is bidding on a picture of our baby, and you have, the star.
Because she did say, I need to be able to raise this kid on my own, which is another little seed. And he's like, why? Why do you need to do it on your own? We're in a partnership. She's an independent woman.
And Angie comes from a 2-parent household.
She does come from a 2-parent household.
She comes from a 2-parent household. I want her to have her star power, and I want her to keep that, and I hope she gets the love too. But I hope that they take all of this the right way. Like I don't want to come to episode 8 and everybody ends single and I mean, well, they can end single and happy. I want them to be happy, but I want them. I'm also a lover girl. I want her to be able to have the best of both worlds. Why can't she have the best of both worlds?
Therein lies the point of many relationships is having the best of both worlds.
Boom.
At the end of that scene, when her friend was like, "You girl, you acted that," and I was like, "You sure did. She sure did." Now let's
Be
go
able to get out of it.
Let's go to the auntie. Because then we're. Oh, you want to go to Quinn? Let's go to Quinn. You said you want to go to Quinn. Sorry. Quinn.
I just wanted to talk about Quinn because Quinn, we left off at season 2 where she was just like, I'm gonna find love with myself, and then we see like she have her little one night stand with Kofi Cerebro, and it seems like Kofi is
he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he gonna be in 5 episodes.
Okay, all right.
So
she kind of either she's felt back in love with herself, and now she's ready to start
hopefully they just have a working relationship.
Maybe so. And they planted seeds for that. Like episode 1, like, here's some new stuff, new stories. And one was her being his stylist, which is fine. Episode 1 would have worked had they put the pregnancy part first.
Yeah. Yes.
That's all that we're asking. Finish. You left in a cliffhanger. Yeah, you left in a cliffhanger. Start the show with that cliffhanger, and then let's move on.
Going back to Amazon Prime. You've been warned multiple times. Fix it. I know y'all not gonna fix it for this season, but
for future shows.
Yeah, for future shows, make sure.
Okay, because they sign off on it. Because I was gonna say the writers or the directors or who editor, but Amazon has to say
them people.
We like this episode.
MGM, all y'all, whoever is over there, fix it. I don't care. I'm gonna blame it on Amazon Prime.
Okay, sure.
TV, movies,
blame
whatever.
it on the man.
Yeah, blame it on them. Black people can do no wrong in my eyes. Well,
all right.
Let me not.
Let's talk about someone who I'm gonna, who that last statement may not be valid.
It's not valid in my eyes. Let me make that very clear. There are bad people out there that happen to be black as well.
One point was the auntie. Ian's aunt, played by Bevy Smith. And I support black content and black filmmakers and actors and extras. And rarely would I make this statement, but the acting for Bevy, for me, was not good.
I was about to say, I'm not familiar with her work. I don't know.
She's not an actor. She's a personality. She's a style. Like, she's a businesswoman, and she kind of became famous doing fashion stuff. And to be his aunt, she has great one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
But to have a monologue talking about a serious topic like her having an abortion and talking to Camille in that way, I was like, where was Whoopi? Where was somebody who can act and not Bevy Smith? Now, I'm just saying, it wasn't great. Like her, acting is a craft and a skill set.
Acting is a craft and a skill set. That's why the peoples go down to the Juilliards and the Yales and the all the places.
Right. And experience. We've seen people who weren't great, who over time they keep going at it, keep going at it. We're like, oh wow, you have really honed your chops in any type of artistic endeavor. The more you keep at it, generally you get better at it. So it was a hard sell. It was a hard sell from the very beginning. Like, come with me. We've been adversarial, and now I'm going to tell you this very personal story about finding love or whatever, having a kid, and then ending that pregnancy.
My best friend said something to me the other day that has stuck with me. And shout out to Ziola. A lot of these people write in the style of Tyler Perry.
Oh.
That was writing straight out of the book of Tyler to Paris. And that's why
that whole kind of scene was.
Yes, that's why I did not care for it, because I was like, why are we... She was coming to tell him that she made her decision. Mm-hmm. She was her the finality of that decision she may have regretted. But why are we writing in here, oh, let's have them have this kumbaya moment after so long. They heard the auntie and the mama don't like her, but let's have the auntie come in and say, I too had this experience and it made me better, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to, in a sense. And I was like, if we were going to have this scene, I would have wanted her to be like, this, I know what you came here to tell him. I can see it on your face. Go through with it if that's what you really want. I want you to be happy. He's being happy with this lady. The appointment was going to see how they can save the eggs and fertilize the process. I did not need the auntie to be like, you're not your mother. We're not our mother. And we didn't want children either, but you should have this baby ultimately. Like, I didn't.
And Ian was a surprise surrogacy. Yeah, it was very, it wasn't.
I didn't want it. I did not want it.
It was odd, especially coming from her character. Her relationship is not motherly. She doesn't like her because she's valid. She defends Ian, and Camille has been messy with Ian for years. I can understand.
They have lived a life of all the mess. All of the mess. That's why
it would have been cooler and well acted if it would have been Whoopi Goldberg's character, because Whoopi is a professor, and Whoopi could have told the story, I made this choice, or could have maybe said most of that stuff, take out the Ian stuff, but like, this was the choice I made. Yeah. But whatever choice you choose, that is up to you. So giving her, and maybe she had a child, so to say you can have it all. So now Camille has to think, I can be a professor and have a kid. And then the opposite argument would be, I don't want to have a kid because I still want to write this book, and this is not a great time for me to have a child with somebody who I'm not in a relationship with. So that was the low point of the show. For that scene was the reason why Camille said, I'ma have this kid.
That's not what I wanted her to say. I wanted to see no more of Ian. I want to see no more of Ian. But we're gonna.
I defend Ian in the fact that he was not a buster, because typically
I don't defend light skinned men.
I know. Typically in TV, it's usually the guy that doesn't want to have the kid. So it was a nice twist to see that he actually wanted a kid and wanted to have a family with her.
Yeah, but you can't continue to have unprotected sex with somebody who you said, like, they both got on my nerves, because it was just like, what are we doing here?
For sure. It was sticky. But him having the conversation of, I've moved on and now you're hitting me with this, and in the past you've been messy, but to your point, he's also been messy.
It takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. And then his expression when she was like, this is my body, this is my decision. And that is hard for men to take.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. I was not a fan of it. I was just like, because she was right. And that scene when they were at the table and she was like, you are going to live happily ever after. You're going to come around, because a two-parent household is different with the parent that does not live in said household.
Yeah.
The brunt of the work does not fall on the parent that get you mean to tell me that when that baby go lay down and in the middle of the night they got tummy ache, and I'm calling you because I got to be on the way. It's the dynamics of it all. So you get to
remember Insecure with Lawrence and Kilada.
That lady's name was Condola.
Oh.
Why does everybody get her name wrong? But yeah, just like Insecure and Lawrence and Condola, and he got to say, "Hey, is it okay if I'm not coming down?" Like you get to pick and choose.
Right.
And you're about to have another baby with another lady. My baby,
And a whole family. Yeah.
She should have stuck with her first mind. She should have stuck with her first mind. Guys, why did you write it differently? Now I gotta see episode 8. Go ahead and give me episode 8 so I can see, and then I can go back and be like, what the
And another reason why I like this show is that there are two sides to each story, and both people could be some right, and they could also be very wrong.
And don't piss me off and make her have a miscarriage.
Oh.
If we get down the line and she suddenly has a miscarriage due to stress and her age and all the things that could possibly go wrong, or we get this blood work back and the baby has this and she could be at risk for, don't piss me off. Don't.
I won't. Give me all that smoke. Also, you know the scene of her going to my favorite doctor, and then Portia going to the doctor at the same time.
When we saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that's in the cards. She's gonna be like, oh, Camille, oh, Portia,
oh, what are you here for?
My baby, what are you here? Because he's not gonna tell her.
That's what I was gonna ask. You don't think he's gonna tell?
He's not gonna tell her right away. They're gonna see each other before he tells her.
Okay, yep, that works. That works. And that goes into your light-skinned villain agenda. He's not going to tell you.
It's not an agenda. I have a list. It's not an agenda. I have a list. There are valid critiques. And Lepley as a person is not a good man either.
What?
Ian Walker, played by Tyler Lepley.
Oh. All right.
He ain't on my list like Michael Ealy, but he's not...
I think it's going to be some interesting storytelling when it comes to Ian. Now, I'm curious as to how they're going to, because that's the main storyline. That's what we started out with. How they're going to give the other girls something to do, storyline wise, because it's been all Camille, episode 2. So, and a little bit of Angie, and none of Ty. We didn't even talk about her business.
We didn't talk about Ty in episode 2. That's crazy. I'm excited to see what Miss Ty does. Are we?
Because she's celibate in this season. Yeah.
Oh, she's not gonna be celibate no more. Gail Bean is gonna turn up that charm. Let me stop calling her Gail Bean. Eva. Oh, that's a name that'll get you caught up. Eva Lewis. Yeah. Eva is going to get Ty in the streets.
Yeah. I hope she gets something juicy because she is mixing business with pleasure. Oh. And she has not done that before.
Well, she's always worked with white men.
Right. So I hope they give her.
I do too.
They explore that, and then Angie, I already foresee that's going to be really juicy. I would say doing Girls Trip to the musical, y'all just kind of retreading Get Out the musical.
Yeah,
except for now she's the lead.
I think that's the funny part in all of this. But I think that's really what happens in New York. I think that
really? Just. What's a movie that we can just change the format?
Change the format and make it a musical. Dear Evan Hansen. What else? What other stuff? Legally Blonde. I think that's the thing that they do, and I think that it's funny that the Black people are doing it because on the show, because it's just really funny. Because how are you? When she was practicing, I got drugs. I said, oh, this is going to be so terrible. I love it. But I also want to see how serious Angie gets with Mike and and how they navigate being engaged and Because it's gonna come out like, okay, I don't want to. I want to be 40 when I have my baby,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to. Yeah, and
He's not gonna go for that.
I don't think I want to be optimistic and say yes, he is, because he loves her deep.
How would you rate episode 1, and how would you rate episode 2?
I'm gonna give episode 1 a 6.5.
Yeah, I take off the 0.5, a 6, and really a 5.
The 0.5 is for all of the fashions and I love their apartments and the aesthetics of it all.
I do love their apartments, and I really love their makeup, and and just
they
in
look
general,
good.
especially the eye makeup is all. Everyone has a slightly different take, and it works for them. And I'm just like, Although Camille and the eyebrows,
I don't even be paying attention to her eyebrows. I don't pay attention to people's eyebrows because I don't know. That's not a feature that I look at, because all my glasses are like,
oh, they cover it. Yeah.
They cover my eyebrows. I don't be paying attention to people's eyebrows.
Hers are very noticeable, in my opinion. They're just very block.
well, now I have to go look.
Yeah, you'll see it. Yeah, so I give it a 5. You said 6.5. What about episode 2?
You dropped it down. You gave it a 6.
Oh, it's a 5. It's back to 5.
Episode 2, I give it a 7.
Ooh, episode 2, I give it a 9, and it would be a 10, but I had to knock off Bevy. I got to knock off Bevy.
I don't. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. We'll see next week, and I'll hold out judgment and hope that the writers won't piss me off.
We'll see. I think I'm gonna see if Ian don't change your perspective.
Oh, he's not. He's a light-skinned man. He's not gonna tell that lady because he's just as messy. You ruined your wedding day by kissing that girl. You should have stiff-armed her and then had a conversation with that girl to not be messy. You're messy. You're messy. You messy.
When you hit me with that, it's hard to defend them, because that is true. It takes two.
We'll see what happens. You left the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open.
And on that note, like and subscribe.
And comment.
Oh, yes. Do that too. And we'll catch y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.